After the Christophorus magazine, there were two German magazines who also came and wrote something about my story. One of the magazines is called Porsche Fahrer, which is the biggest magazine for Porsche cars in Germany. And they have also made a very nice article about my collection. And the last magazine, who also wrote something about my collection, is called Porsche Szene Live. This is also a German magazine, but is being distributed in Europe. And they have also written some interesting notes about the collection. I got approached by the Chilean newspaper Las Últimas Noticias, being a German resident in Chile, and how I managed to get together about 7,000 pieces of Porsche articles. What I don't want to miss in this presentation is to show you the collection of all the Porsche design helmets made in the 80s and 90s. There were three companies who had been building them, which is Römer, a German company, Nolan and Kiwi. Kiwi, I think, was a Swiss company. We have them here in all colors. This, of course, one of my favorites. This is Kiwi, for example, as you can see. This is Swiss made. This is a Römer, German. Still almost in brand new condition. This orange one is Römer, definitely one from the 80s. And well, have a look at the rest of them. This is a famous ski bob Porsche Junior, which is today, I mean, one of the most sought articles for collectors. This ski bob is working in winter, in the snow, as you can see here. But it also works in summer, as you can see here. Very, very old, end of the 60s, still in perfect condition. And this was a special gift which my godfather Harald Wagner gave me in one of my visits in Germany, and it was his daughter who was using this ski bob when she was young. So I was very happy when I got that one, because it's so difficult to find them on the market. Here we have something very special, two ski bobs from Porsche Design, one of the first products Porsche Design has made in 1972. It's called the Aurora 212. There are two versions, the blue one and the red one. The red one is more seldom than the blue one. But the blue one has just recently got on Sotheby's, I mean, record prices, which I don't want to mention now. But look, I mean, they work very simply. I mean, you just sit down and then you put the shoes inside the skis, you have a drink before, and then, yeah, it just goes down the hill. And when you're done, the good thing is, I mean, it's very easy to transport this one. You can totally dismantle it, and then you put all the pieces here into the box. And you can transport it in the car or wherever very, very easily. These two have been partly restored in order to get back the look from previous times, but after all, it's pretty original, I must say. No, it's totally original, to be honest. Now I invite you to go skiing into the mountains. We have here 3 pairs of Porsche skis. The first model is here in the middle. This is the oldest one, made by the Austrian company Völkel, about 20 years old. Then the second one is here to my left, which is also from the Austrian producer Völkel, about 15 years old. And this is the newest version from the company Elan, I would say just 2 years old and very modern. And I have all three of them together, and these are the only skis which Porsche has made during the last couple of years. This is the great bicycle Porsche FX Evolution. Well, if you look at the bike, it seems like it's brand new. Well, it's brand new, but it is 20 years old. It was one of the first bicycles made by carbon, and is today a well-wanted object for many collectors like me. This bicycle I have never ever used. It is brand new, so it came from the store right into my garage, and probably this will remain the same. I mean, I have no intentions whatsoever to use this bicycle. This seat has a double function. It is a sofa for 2-3 people, and on the other side there is a bar. It is made in England. It was a very special person who made that for me. Everything was done with a lot of love. I mean, these are the original tires from the Porsche RS. The back part of the seat is also having the look of the Porsche RS. So let me show you the back part. And now comes the more interesting part of that piece, the bar, which only contains Porsche wines, Porsche champagne and Porsche glasses. A Porsche driver needs, of course, a good bar, and this bar, of course, has to contain Porsche glasses and Porsche whiskey and Porsche articles. So here in front we have some hand-blown glasses from the German company Rosenthal. They're very, very seldom, unfortunately also very expensive. You can see the Porsche logo here in front. Then we have some bottle openers. We have something to measure the temperature of the wine. And these are very special wine openers. They're extremely heavy. Look at this. Beer is very important for the Germans and for Porsche as well. So Porsche has brought out a couple of beer mugs for special events, which you can see here. And they're pretty old, so they're also part of the collection, and I think I should have all of them together by now. Since a very long time ago, Porsche organized every year a ladies' tennis championship in the southern city of Germany called Filderstadt, which is very close to Stuttgart, where the cars are being produced. So famous tennis players like Martina Navratilova, Steffi Graf, Venus Williams had been winning this championship. And the prize was always a brand new Porsche. And for every year, Porsche has brought out a beer hub. The first one was very boring. This was in 1990. And then in 1991, they started to make very beautiful ones. And it goes up to the year 2005. Here you see a top product. It comes from Porsche Design. It's a water pipe called Shisha. There are two people who can smoke simultaneously. It works with carbon, and on top you put the tobacco, and then you put it inside, and happy smoking. Obviously this one has never been used, and it will never be used, but I think it's also an eye-catcher for the collection. Smoking is dangerous for your health, but anyway, this is smoking paradise here. Porsche and Porsche Design always cared a lot for their smokers, and we have several articles here which can, as you can see, have a beautiful design. First of all, here we have two very old ashtrays which were used in the factory in the 1970s and 1980s, and an equipment to clean and take care of the pipes. It comes with a wooden box. They are from the 80s. A big amount of Porsche Design pipes. I have some more of them, but they are in a different box, so I didn't find that one now. But in total, I think the collection has about 20 pipes. Into the more modern area, we have the carbon boxes to take care of your cigars. They are more for traveling purposes because they are small. This one is a little bit bigger. Let me see, here we go. The very big one, which is this one. It comes with a thermometer just to make sure that the temperature is in perfect condition. Then we have several boxes where you can store cigars and cigarettes, as you see here. There's also one wooden box, and here we have a couple of lighters, and here's another one, and last not least, a very nice and big ashtray. The collection contains about 100 lighters, Porsche and Porsche Design. We have here the very old ones going back into the 1950s. The majority on this side is from the 1980s. And if you go further into that direction, these are all pretty modern. But I have purchased them because I love the design and the colors, and probably, yeah, it must be the lighter collection, the biggest one I have seen, or probably the biggest one which exists from Porsche. This is my Porsche key ring or key holder collection. They are from Porsche and Porsche Design. These are the real old ones. I mean, they are from the 80s and 70s, real leather. I mean, very seldom. These ones are also very special. They are actually from real silver. And this is just leather, a bunch of different colors. But if you ask me which are the most beautiful ones, I would say these old ones and the silver ones. Let me show you my Porsche pencil collection. I want to start with the very old ones. Here you can see a few examples. These were special gifts by the factory to good clients in the 1960s when they purchased a 356 or 356 Cabriolet. Then here we have a couple of pencils from the 1980s made by Porsche Design. The collection is basically complete. I have only purchased the top of the line pencils of the collection. This is something very unique. I just recently purchased these pieces in Sotheby's. It was a bitter fight, but I wanted them. It is a waste paper basket, a box to store whatever you like, and a box for pencils. This was also a very special gift to very loyal clients in the 1960s from the factory. And today they are highly sought and highly valued. Ladies and gentlemen, or let's say better ladies, here we have the entire kitchen set for you. All Porsche design made by the German company Siemens. We have here on that side, first of all, a mixer. Then we have a toaster. Here we have a water heater, an espresso machine, coffee machine, a juice extractor. All these machines are unused and between 12 and 20 years old. Let me show you some very old Porsche umbrellas. One of them is this one, which I got from my godfather, Harald Wagner. As you can see, this one looks like the knob of the manual gearbox. And this one is extremely old. Let me see if I can open it. Yes. And here we go. This is the one. This one, which is also very, very old, from Martini Racing. The masterpiece is definitely this one. I will show it to you right away. Here you can see the son of Ferdinand Porsche, Ferry Porsche, with this umbrella in his hands during his visit in Le Mans. This umbrella serves for two things. It protects you against rain, and it also serves you as a seat. This is my Porsche silk scarf collection. Oof, it took me a long time to get all of them together because some of them are extremely rare, extremely old, extremely expensive. But I think I'm more or less up to date with the collection. It starts, with the 50s, 60s, until some modern ones, which are, from the last couple of years. But I specialized in the very old ones. So let me show you some pieces which are very, very nice. For example, this one. Here we have the famous Porsche 917. Also this one is beautiful, beautiful, very old, extremely old. Those ones are also pretty nice. They're also from the 1950s. For the Porsche 928, we have this one, brand new. That's from the 1970s, the white version. This collection has a huge amount of purses, wallets, portemonnaies. They are all made in the 80s, what you see here. So that is also the reason why I wanted to decorate. As I said, there are many more, but I just wanted to show you a few of them. Let me show you my Porsche tie collection. Well, nowadays nobody uses ties anymore, but those are pretty old. I would say mainly from the 70s and 80s. Yeah, which one is the nicest? This is a good question. This one is very beautiful. And this one as well, I got that one from my godfather. But look at it, I mean, they're still in good shape. The majority is new, and I hope you like them. Well, Porsche and Porsche design also made several watches during the last 40 to 50 years. Of course, I do not have all of them because I think there are hundreds of them. But I would like to share some of them which I think are very nice and very beautiful. Those ones which you see here, they're about 10-15 years old. My favorite is clearly this one, which is the Carrera RS Martini Racing. And then also here we have a very interesting model, which is called the World Timer. All of those watches are obviously totally unused. They have never been worn, and this will also remain like that. I also want to show you 4 very nice table clocks. They were all produced within the last 15 to 20 years. I think this one is the oldest one and this is the most modern one. But they're pretty neat, so I enjoy always to look at them, and I invite you to do the same. So, apart from metal grill badges, we also have badges. I show you here a few of them. I bought the entire collection from a German collector called Henrik Hede, and I think he sold me in total 150 badges. They're all very nice. The majority comes from the United States of America, but there are also some German and I think Dutch ones. Have a look at them and enjoy the view. Since I'm a small kid, I love to play with cards. This is what you call top trumps. All those games are between the 60s and almost today. The way it works is that you distribute the cards between the players, and the one who stays at the end with all the cards is the winner. So you just compare who has the maximum speed, the maximum acceleration, the maximum horsepower. These cards have been collected since a long time, and I only collected games where there was at least a Porsche in the cover. So, I mean, you see, every game has a Porsche on its first page. An important part of my collection consists in coins, cufflinks and stamps. This is the first coin from Porsche in 1962 called the Christophorus. This is the last one in 2020. And these are all sort of different coins, I mean, from other companies. Then here we have the cufflinks. There must be at least 500 stamps in the collection from all sorts of different countries, like Germany, the Netherlands, African countries, Asian countries. But my favorite stamps, I would say, they come from Austria, because Austria has made a very big amount of Porsche stamps, which are just beautiful. So it took me many years to get them all together, because some of the pieces are not very often. Here I can show you a few of them. So now we are starting with the grill badge collection. In total almost 850 units. I started with the collection at least 20 years ago. It would be impossible to get the same amount of grill badges together today. And I would dare to say that my collection is the biggest grill badge collection in the world today. All the grill badges have normally a diameter between, call it 2 and 5 inches. And they are all classified according to the country where they are coming from. So we have mainly German, US, Austrian, Swiss, Australian, Belgian, French, and the rest, from all over the world. Here we have only US grill badges from different events and club meetings. I have some more which you have already seen before. Then we go over to this side here. On this column we have German grill badges, different club meetings from Lower Saxony, ski meetings, tractor meetings. And here on this side we have some very important ones, very old ones. Let me show you an example. From club meetings in Berlin in 1961, 1962 and 1963. Here we also have some very old ones which are from Porsche Club Westphalia, also in the 1960s, which are from Porsche ski meetings in Zürich, Austria. First ones in 1958, going up to 1963. And here we have some more, 1965, 1964, up to 1967. Well, everything started as a hobby, and then, people tried to open my eyes a little bit and said, Daniel, you should try to convert your hobby in maybe something commercial, because this is something you have to share with many people. It can be a niche business, because what I have, is probably impossible to copy, because if you look at all the time being spent within the last 25 years to put all this together, nobody will be able to do that. And then I said, maybe yes it is, and now I'm trying to develop certain ideas, how to make something good out of it. So wherever I would go in the future together with my collection, I want to be there. I'm not going to send the collection to a place and stay alone here in my house, because otherwise I would get a huge depression. It is obvious that wherever the collection ends, I have to be there, I have to live next by, and I have to share personally with other fanatics every detail of the collection. The show is over, dear friends. Thanks for listening to this presentation. I have selected the masterpieces, the most interesting articles, just to make sure that what you see is really what you like. And thank you very much again. And it was a pleasure to be with you. Goodbye, everybody.